And we're...
Okay.
We're live!
Welcome to the show.
Woot.
All right. Well, welcome to John and Roman Solve the World's Problems. With me, of course, is my co-host John, and we have this week our good friend.
It's...
You're kind of cutting out a little bit.
And as we only have their nuclear weapon when it comes to technology, so we have all that. So, Amanda, let's start with you on the round of intros for everybody here. Maybe they'll get it on the replay. Please go ahead and do your thing.
Hi everyone. I'm Untamed Mando from The Untamable Life. I stream on Twitch and I do some shows on YouTube as well. I have a show on Saturdays with A Troubled Green called Literary Soul Sisters, but you can primarily find me on Twitch on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays playing all sorts of different games. So that's me.
Right on. And of course, the lovable, creative blue-collar guy, John.
I think I'm more grumpy than lovable, but...
You know, that's all perspective,
It's the beard. It's the beard.
Maybe I should change my handle to the Grumpy Machinist.
I bet that's probably already taken, to be honest. There's probably a lot of grumpy men out there.
Most of the machinists I've worked with are very grumpy.
Again, I froze us up like a dummy.
Are we turning into amorph blobs?
No, we're just blobs.
Okay,
it's just, again, one day I'll have this smooth, but until that day comes. So let's jump in. So this is going to be an hour show. We're going to run through a myriad of topics. Nothing heavy at all. It's all pretty lighthearted stuff. You're going to see a theme, I think, as we start talking about these movies and if we end up having time to do so. So, we're going to talk about first is not that screen.
Wow, you should switch
Karen
to dark
Gillian,
mode.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and oh, here we go. Good, it came up. And I'm sorry.
You're what?
Mando?
I'm still here. I was saying on the other screen you should have
Mando?
switched to dark mode.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure stuff out.
Look, I'm doing my best here.
No worries.
So-
I'm trying to save your eyes from being blinded by the light.
Oh, you know, you're not wrong. You know, one day I'll figure all this out. But right now, I'm looking at causing myself retina damage and immeasurable internet harm. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, Karen Gillian was talking about it with Marvel. This is on Geeks and Gamers, but it's also on Marvel. But this was just an easier way of finding things. And what I got from this article is that this looks like it's the end, certainly of the Guardians as we know it. Karen Gillian talks about the Guardians being now her last favorite of the remaining series, with Chris Evans gone from Captain America, you know, and basically the big Marvel line is now defunct. So the big three are out. Well, not yet. We'll get to Thor in a sec, but with Captain America gone, Iron Man gone, and I suspect soon to be Thor, at least proper Thor, gone, you're left with the Guardians. But even that, this this looks like it's going to be its last run. You know, she closes with, "I can't wait to see Guardians Volume 3. I just hope it out." To me, that's a closer. I mean, Mando, what do you think?
I understand her fears. I guess for me, most likely they're gonna yeet off somebody. I agree with her. I think they're gonna yeet off somebody. I think it's probably because they've technically speaking, they've already yeeted off Gamora. She's alive,
Right.
but she's not alive at the same time. Like, it's not her in a weird timey-wimey thingy. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've already shown they aren't afraid to yeet some characters out of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which in my opinion would be the worst business decision to make. But I can imagine that they would. Well, I'm also curious is Thor still technically with them in this movie? Does this happen before Love and Thunder or after?
Well, this is Guardians 3 is going to be after Love and Thunder. So this is going to be the straight up Guardians. I have another article I'm going to pull up in a sec. So this, I mean, it talks a bit here. Final outing with this particular group of Guardians, and will center on the search for Gamora. Okay, that's good. That makes sense to me. And this is just me. After this one, they should kill it. That should be the end of the line. And I know that might not be popular, but they tend to drag these things out too long, which, at the end of Infinity War, or at the end of Endgame, I'm sorry, that was it. And quite honestly, again, unpopular opinion, that should have been it for Marvel for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I very much at this point view, they say is 4. In my brain, I view everything from Iron Man to Endgame as phase 1, and then that's it. I think everything ends after Endgame. But with Guardians, Dave Bautista has already said he's definitely done.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Chris Pratt, his contract is done. I have my theories about what they're going to do with Gamora, and I think they have to bring her back. The chemistry between her and Star-Lord was too good to not have her be in the third movie, so they're going to bring her back somehow. They set it up to make it seem like Thor is going to be in it, but if it's going to come out after Thor: Love and Thunder,
I don't think Thor is going to be around again. At least not our Thor. And we're going to talk
maybe
about
Jane
that
Foster
in a sec.
Thor.
Which we'll get to in a moment. So this is from Entertainment Inverse.com Entertainment. This talks about some of the leaks with Guardians, and leaks are never very good. Even if they're accurate, they're only usually partially accurate, and you kind of get what you get. But it talks about suspect that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will kill off many, if not every, members of the team. Yikes!
That's what you do in a franchise right now.
With a warm heart.
I mean,
kill them off and you replace them with other people. Cool.
Yeah, I haven't been very up to date on recent Guardians of the Galaxy comics. What's going on in their comic version? Because I imagine they're gonna try and kind of go towards that, because that's the vibe that I'm getting, is they are trying to phase out old comic book into new comic book characters that we don't care about, but they want us to care about them even though we don't.
Well, they are doing something here. So it looks like, and this has been in a couple different places, and it would make sense that they actually introduced the character of Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock was the character we saw being basically created in Volume 2 at the end, and so I will name him Adam. So it looks like he's actually going to be in this, which is good, and I'm glad they're bringing that forward. But it does if you're reading the article, it does look pretty gloomy for our merry bunch of travelers, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if they can close this franchise out strong, on a good note, and you don't have to blow everybody up and have them be dead for it to be the end of the franchise. You can have them flying off into the sunset, so to speak, like they should have done at the end of the Indiana Jones series in The Last Crusade. They were literally riding off into the sunset. That was a great end. But then they had to mess it with Crystal Skull, and now they're doing episode 5, which I don't remember the name of. And I'm not.
I don't know if it has a name yet.
And if it does, it's probably not that important because I don't have high hopes for it. But maybe I'm wrong. I often am. I mean, just ask John. So
there are 3 Indiana Jones movies.
There are 3 Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, there are only 3 Indiana Jones movies. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like with this 4 and 5, like, ooh, that sounds like that would be a crappy way to make a movie.
But it sounds like, I mean, we all do agree. Let me pull this down. That 3 seems to be the good number for this. Why do I do the things that I do?
It's fun being in charge, isn't it?
I'd like to be like a regular person to be able to multitask, but I'm not. So the 3, I don't want a Guardians 4. I mean, we're getting a Thor 4, and I'm not thrilled about that either. As much as I found Ragnarok visually pleasing, and I just thought that was cool, but the story was a problem.
Well, because I know Max has talked about this a lot of other YouTubers have talked about it. After the success of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, that became the format.
Yeah.
So Thor Guardians of the Galaxy. Punchline.
You're cutting out. Sorry, what?
Goofy and.
Well, if you have a and this is the way. This is the same way. It works. Everything has to be that thing until that thing burns out.
Right.
And we're still
like
getting that from Guardians.
It's kind of like that one joke that people keep telling over and over and over again, and it just dies really fast. But there's always that one person. It's like still telling that joke for years to come. That's them.
Yeah, they gotta keep it going. Oops. Oh, shoot. Thank you, John. John's pointing out the things that I'm not doing.
Oh, that's weird.
Uh-oh. Why is it not coming up?
It's not showing our comments. Huh.
Oh, dear God. What'd I do? I did something.
Click on it again. StreamYard's being weird.
It's not posting comments, which makes actually doing my job harder. Because that's what I need.
For some reason, it's saying your stream is private.
What? It's not, though.
Click on edit.
Through the technical difficulty for a sec. You know, it's things like this that are going to ahead. Wait, people, no one's seen. Dear Lord. Hang on, sorry.
What?
It's all good. If you want, I can.
Did I just totally dork up the entire thing?
I mean, apparently a few people are in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people in the chat. Oh, there we go. There we go. I see it now.
Oh my gosh.
You did something.
Wow.
Oh God.
I mean, when I was able to pull it up, I didn't need a special link. There's our comments. Oh, any of them, you can put your mouse over it and say show.
I'm going to apologize to everybody who's still sticking around. I'm new at doing the law business, and clearly that's showing. I'm a neurosurgeon who's operating on your brain for the first time, and you used to be.
I mean, everyone's got to start out somewhere, so everybody's got to start out somewhere. It's fine. Everyone has technology issues when they first start out.
Quick show.
Yeah, it was showing. Yeah.
It was.
There we go.
Yay! Okay. like a monkey with a nuclear weapon. So thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. We were actually if it just all went dead.
You're what?
He's making fun of my speech impediment.
Well, I couldn't actually tell because the signal was like you were breaking up for a second there. So, I mean, it hit the speech impediment.
He's really sorry about that.
Oh,
so sorry. Don't you know?
We just talked about, for those of you who we just talked about the galaxy. If you missed that, please rewatch the first 16 minutes of the show. And again, thank you for hanging out. Be right back. Okay, Rosie. Stevens, I think Steven may be the only one hanging on. Oh, goodness gracious. It is what it is, as they say. It's, if nothing, it's at least practice. So.
And we have whiskey.
Yeah,
I have water.
And we have whiskey. At least we have the whiskey. Looking forward to this thing. Are we all frozen right now? Oh, there we go.
Steven says he saw it all, so it wasn't all for nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God. Well, at least, Steven, I'm glad you hung in there, buddy. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so this is the Thor comic book from 2014. This is the genesis of the Lady Thor, Jane Foster Thor storyline. So, at this time, a lot of things have gone on. Thor was deemed unworthy, and so he's not Thor at this time. Jane Foster gets cancer. Some hilarity ensues, and Odin gives her the power of Thor, as well as the mantle, which is a little bit weird. Comic book line. And people can say what they want, but it was. And this was the first of the big punch in the face for Marvel Comics, because you may not be aware of this, but comic book sales suck. No one buys comic books anymore.
People are still buying
that's
some
on the industry,
form.
The industry keeps.
They're buying manga.
Well, like manga,
sorry.
though, that's people love that stuff. I am. That's not my bag, baby, as they say. I'm a.
You just haven't found the right one yet.
Guy, or I was, but I haven't bought books in years. I usually buy collective books now of series, but it's very rare that I go out and pick up books. I can never say it. In my head, I say it right. God damn it. Gray in Japan does really good shows about the new series that are out. World's Finest, which is inexpensive per comic, though. It's $5.99 per book, and that's just the regular editions. Spawn.
That's how much I pay for normal books.
No, that's an awful lot for a comic book. And Spawn is like $2.99. Still pricey, but it's at least better. And Spawn has a couple of different lines out, and they look good. World's Finest looks good, but most of the DC Marvel stuff, I don't know the last time you looked at a comic book wrap, is not great. They've done a lot of social justice, woke stuff that the majority of the comic book readers don't want. This was one of those first stories, was the Lady Thor story. They were trying to, how do we get more girls to look at comic books? Oh, we know, let's do this. Okay, that's basically pushing aside the other 98% of your actual comic book buyers. But, whatever. That's, to me, I know nothing. I'm a troll living in a garage. It's not a good existence.
I mean, girls were reading comic books, even like I'm a girl. I read comic books. I liked the stuff. Like, I know most of the other girls that I know aren't reading comic books, even with the new stuff. Like,
were there female comic book characters before Mando?
There were. I thought there were. I guess
What?
they didn't technically exist until 2016 is when they all
Oh, that's
started
just
to
crazy
exist. I
I'm
know.
having a very hard time believing literally anything you're saying now. Hail, Zax. Good to see you. It's like
I mean,
you have a Black Widow is a great character, and she didn't, supplant someone. She's always been her character. Wonder Woman. There is a laundry list of good female characters.
You mean they existed before 2016?
I mean,
No.
I thought they did, unless those were fake comic books, those were fake shows I watched. I had to have made it all up. I had to insert myself into the comics, so I just made up female people, I guess.
Oddly enough, that's what the writers like to do now. If you remember the Starfire issue, which I won't pull up that picture because, damn. Because that's what you want your superhero characters to look like.
Hurts my
Now,
eyes.
The look of Jane Foster here, although that is not her arm. You cannot tell me that that is a CGI arm. That is she's been enhanced.
I mean, like I've got some big arms for a lady, but that doesn't make sense with her shoulder. Like it looks like they doesn't fit quite right in her shoulder.
No, and I'm glad that that proper Thor has the longer hair again. I actually like the longer hair Thor versus the buzz cut Thor. That was funny, but not, it still took away from the. I guess it's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. These people get paid millions of dollars to ruin our franchises. So we have him in his cool new armor here, and her wearing what looks like really more the traditional Thor costume. And this article talks about just all the.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying what they're trying to do is make her seem like the legitimate Thor because she's wearing the legitimate Thor's proper outfit design. They're making her seem like this is the real Thor. That guy isn't the real Thor. They're trying to switch it up by just the imagery that they're putting out there.
And Thor.
This is where it ended. Fat Thor. Yeah, the funny thing is, during the COVID, I was about a Dorito away from this one. Wasn't good. So, and then they talk. So, Taika Waititi, who I like as a director overall, I like him in things. The problem I have, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is that Ragnarok really screwed the franchise up. These events never should have happened. The destruction of Asgard and that whole mix. And again, you make Thor semi-buffoonish. There were some great visual scenes in that. But he was kind of a buffoon in a lot of his. Loki got some really terrible treatment in this. This is just me. Again, I loved him in the Avengers. He was a good bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this bad guys who you can relate to, who you almost like, are the best bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they made him the butt of the joke. And then did you endure the Loki series, Mando?
I watched 2 episodes, and I vomited into my mouth, and I was like, nope.
Yep.
I am out.
Yeah, you made a good choice.
I endured the series. I didn't do a review of it.
You are
I think that was actually before I was
a
doing
better
this
person
at
than
all.
I am.
So-
I just couldn't.
Now, like Ms. Marvel's out there, I didn't watch that at all because I literally didn't care. I just simply couldn't bring myself to watch it because I didn't care about it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digressed. Taika Waititi. Jojo Rabbit, I thought was hilarious. Did you see that, Mando?
That sounds like something I've seen. I just can't remember the plot.
It's World War II. It's a little boy. He's in the German Youth Corps.
Yes, yeah. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I did see it. Yes.
Scarlett Johansson's in it, and he did a brilliant job of giving you the war in Germany through this boy's eyes and how his perception of things changed. Now, what he did to Ragnarok is largely unforgivable. And he's doing the same thing to Thor. He's maybe making it worse in your Legends, in a heartbeat kind of thing. Basically disregarding the fans, giving them the finger and saying, you know what? I'm going to do what I want because it's me. It's my show. It doesn't matter what you, the little people want.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, who are you making this for? And I mean, you and Alasia hit this on Saturday mornings a lot, talking about, before you go into your lore, you talk about Rings of Power almost every week because you can't not talk about it. But that's what they're doing, the same thing. This is what every studio, Hollywood, Amazon, feels they have the power to do to your characters. Shitting on the fans is not the way to go. But you know what? What do I know? Again, I'm just a monkey in a garage. So Thor Love and
But
Thunder
you're
is gonna
also
be
the
coming
one who
out.
pays their bills.
Oh.
What? So I am
wild.
gonna go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm going, so you don't have to.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to watch it just because I've watched all of the Thor movies. That's one of the things out of the MCU that I've watched all 4 of, or all of them up to this point. And I kind of just want to finish off like Thor, not because I know I'm gonna like it, but because like I have some slight OCD moments where if I start something, I kind of want to finish it unless I just can't. And I
get that.
I kind of want to see it just for the reason I've watched all of them up to now.
Like I said, I'm gonna go. I don't want to go, but I want to go so that I can talk about it with some intelligence. I can't just say, "Oh, it was shit," without seeing it, because people do that. They'll see someone else's review and go, "Oh, that was shit." Okay, but you didn't. At least someone you trust. If it's someone I trust, okay, but still, I don't feel I can talk about the thing without seeing the thing. Although Rings of Power has given us quite a bit of ammo to discuss, even though it's not out. But they do that to themselves. Alasia shared that freaking Spock picture today. It's like, what are you guys doing? Anyway, so we're going to move on from Thor, which, in my opinion, should already be a dead franchise.
Because they typically only deal in trilogies, so this is already kind of breaking the rule of making a 4th movie with Chris Hemsworth within the same character. They're passing the mantle, but still...
It's not a mantle! It's not a mantle! But it's not a mantle! They say that shit! They say that shit!
3 Iron Man, 3 Captain Americas... They're gonna eventually do 3 Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, everything has been trilogies. And now they're just throwing caution to the wind and saying, middle finger to the fans.
Wait, did I must have missed something.
I don't know, you missed a lot in the chat.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at managing chat right now. I actually need, another monitor.
You're what now?
Stop making fun of my speech impediment!
I have 3 monitors. That's minimum for streamers, in my opinion.
I was pretty proud I got the second monitor working, and I know, again, I'm like a monkey. Chris Core liked it and was totally surprised with Thomas. I clearly missed something, Zach. What are we talking about?
Oh no, Alasia says she's got to take off.
No! You're one of my 3!
I think there's at least 6 people watching now. There are 6 people watching. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you have a good night with your Bible study. And
so, all right. So Thor, again, it's one too many, and I'm not going to say mark my sweet mother of God.
Oh, jeez, things are falling apart.
Mark my word. I talk with my hands. I'm mildly animated. You may or may not have realized that by this point. I'm actually amazed I haven't poked John's eye out during one of these things. So I guess we're going to close on the Thor part here with two things. And I'm gonna take this off the screen because I'm getting sick of looking at that freaking CGI arm. So two things. She
might be roided up.
Oh, so one. See, you're on you and Alasia's Sunday or Saturday. You're the animated one. You're very well animated. So John is my rock. John is the stable one in the relationship, and I'm the crazy Italian.
I need to put some plexiglass between us so I don't get jabbed in the eye or something.
All right, so two things on Thor, and then we're going to move on to our next topic. And let me know what everybody thinks about this. And all the six of you who are out there, God love you.
Let me know what
you
wrong.
think too. I can't shut him off because he's actually physically here. So, I think this is Chris Hemsworth's last outing as Thor. Yeah. Jack,
Agreed. I think he's done.
I think he'll be.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that.
I think he'll be in Guardians 3, but
no, he's gonna. No, I don't think he's gonna be in Guardians 3 because not Ragnarok. Love and Thunder comes out. See, nice thing is, if I pass place, he just has to let me go. So I think this is going to be Chris Hemsworth's last outing as Thor. Also, John doesn't know this yet, but I'm making him go with me to see Love and Thunder. You can't leave. So
well, there he goes.
So we'll be reviewing that together, and you'll be able to tell by John's expression how much he enjoyed the film.
I'm gonna get really drunk before we go.
You guys should make a car video
right,
just
okay,
right after
unhappy.
both of you plastered and just making a car video like, it was great.
Oh my God, that's a good idea. Okay,
See, I have all of these ideas.
I'm bringing this up, and this.
Drunken movie reviews.
Oh my God, we can Uber it, and then we can get our driver from random country to participate. And he's either going to be Russian, fine, or possibly from one of the other countries that wants to kill us. But that's fine too.
Get canceled?
We may get canceled. That may be the end of it. This may get us canceled. Who knows? I'm always trying. So
send bail money.
We still need to get those shirts made. All right, come on. Add to stream. Come on. I know you want to do it. It doesn't want to do it. Why?
I'm still StreamYard.
I keep hitting the button and it keeps not doing anything. There it goes.
They're having
for the love of God, come on. Yes, and this is the thing that I was dreading. So, you saw Afterlife, Mando?
I didn't get to see all of it because unfortunately I didn't go to the movies.
You did? Okay.
To see it. I was watching it at a friend's house, and unfortunately the friend had an emergency, so I couldn't finish the movie. So I still haven't seen all of it yet. I don't know how it ends.
So, I actually liked Afterlife. I thought it was a nice homage to the original. It was all nostalgia bait. It was literally all nostalgia.
There was some fan service in there.
And that was fine. But, just like everything else, it made enough money that they are now going to do a sequel. The article really about it too much. It's going to be out in 2020. It's a completely unnecessary sequel. This shouldn't happen, and what I think is going to happen is that this little gem here is going to ruin Afterlife for me. I didn't like Ghostbusters 2. A lot of people did. I thought Ghostbusters 2 was a shitty movie.
It was weird.
I love the original Ghostbusters. I thought that was brilliant. Ghostbusters 2, I just wasn't a fan of. I didn't like the goo. I didn't like the Statue of Liberty. I did like the painting. I thought the painting part was good. The Vigo, what was it?
I forget. I
The
don't
little
remember
fellow
guy's
with the
name,
accent was talking, and he was amusing. Because little fellows with accents are usually amusing. So then, of course, there was 2016, which we don't talk about. And then Sony was like, oh my God, we made such a terrible mistake. They pushed that aside, and they gave us Afterlife as an apology, and it was a nice one. It was like, we're sorry. Here, take this instead. And I enjoyed it. But now they're feeling the need to do a sequel. And Gary and I went to this with Nerdrotic back when it premiered. They're going to make a sequel and it's going to be terrible. And he's like, you're right. Because we all enjoyed it. We all thought it was good for what it was. Now, Ghostbusters, this movie doesn't serve any purpose at all. But with Ghostbusters, yes, it's a nice bit of nostalgia, and I'm fine with that. But this is an abomination. They can't let the corpse lie. They have to keep reanimating that thing.
Well, see, that was the problem, is that this one was actually somewhat successful, so then they're like, oh, we can keep going. It's like, oh, just leave it alone.
No, that's like what we talked about with...
Well, it's like when you give them like a bone and you're like, you're doing good job, buddy, and then they do the same thing over and over and over again. You're like, no, just the one, stop, please stop.
That was
enough.
No, remember, we just talked about this, though, about if there is a good thing, you need to make 20 of the good thing. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy became the 20 of the good thing. You need to keep doing that. Music, the same thing. That band sounds good. Every band needs to sound like that band. Now, I don't think you're necessarily getting that much of that with the Ghostbusters thing, but it's going to be, you're eating that one chocolate too many, and it's got a bug in it. So, that may be a terrible analogy. I kind of wish I hadn't done that.
I don't know. Steven says here, he's like, how do we fight these IP repeats? Isn't it necromancy?
It is necromancy. Actually, that's a really good statement, Steven. Steven and I were on Wakashiki's Tea House together talking about Blade Runner. And speaking of Blade Runner 2049, also a movie that really didn't need to get made. Yes, it's necromancy. They keep bringing back the dead, and they should let them lie. So
I didn't
hate it either, but
it was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. And then we had a whole discussion about Ryan Gosling and his acting ability.
Oh, well, yeah, he's terrible.
Well, he's not terrible. He's Ryan Gosling in every movie he's in. Be a movie in which he
can only play himself.
He has almost no personality. He played a role pretty much like this, and he does an eyebrow. And that's it. That's Ryan Gosling. But so these kids are going to be a couple years older. The weird little girl was fun. The male lead who played Ant-Man, Paul Rudd.
Is he going to be back?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
He's a moneymaker. People love Paul
like
Rudd.
To see Paul Rudd, but I don't need to see him in this because I don't think this should exist.
People like him.
So that's that. So let's jump down to our next. Well, actually, let's talk about this for a sec. So we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and how I personally believe that
as we all grabbed the rock, the eyebrow.
Thor: Love and Thunder. We're already at a movie too far with that because actually Ragnarok was too far. But as far as the 3 is fine, but so Love and Thunder, it's going to be one too many. And Ghostbusters, Afterlife, or Afterlife. They just can't stop. They don't have good original ideas, and so they continue to rehash what was a good idea once, and then less so. So that's the theme of the first part of this show. They just can't let the dead lie. So, moving on. And so this, I really hate the title of this article. It's in your damn new favorite show. Dismiss it as, you know, they'll probably throw that toxic, which I completely have a problem with. So Terminal List it's a movie that's gonna be on Amazon. I loved their last movie, The Tomorrow War, with Chris Pratt. Did you see that, Mando?
Yeah.
You're making the face.
Oh. you guys froze for a second there. Yes, I have seen it. Are you guys? Do you guys hear me?
We.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I love The Tomorrow War. I thought The Tomorrow War was a great movie. It was just, well, it was a fun movie. Maybe that's a better way to say it. It wasn't a cinematic masterpiece, but you had to really watching it. And it was a good dad story. That's the other part. This is about SEAL gets killed off. He finds out that it wasn't what it seemed, and he's going to go, as they say in the business, kill the. I already love it. I love a good revenge story. They're some of the best stories are revenge stories. And Pratt, he's a very actor.
A lot of people.
And they say this freaking article, whether you screw off. They are already trying to. I know the regular people who view this are, and other garbage. I don't know why it was ever attempted. That's okay. I didn't see the Jurassic World film. Did you see that, Mando?
I still want
to. You guys were all
to.
talking about that.
Yeah, I want to see it because I've seen I just love the Jurassic World series because I like dinosaurs, and even if the movies are, some of them are terrible, I still love them because nostalgia. But I have not seen this latest one yet, but I want to.
So I've heard kind of mixed things about it. Nothing horrible, but nothing fantastic. Who hate? Oh, actually, no. The Drinker hated it. Critical Drinker hated this movie, and that's fine. So I'm cutting in and out. I can't do anything. I'm plugged in. There's only I literally have all the technology I can have plugged into this thing right now, and I'm hardlined in. I'm not even on Wi-Fi.
No worries. It's just the California.
California is sucking my bandwidth. It is. They are sucking my bandwidth.
California's trying to shut us down, man.
So, anyway,
Rage Against the System.
In general, I like Chris. I need to get out of here so much. I like Chris Pratt. And I like the idea of this, and I like the way he goes into these movies. He does a good job with these movies. So, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. At least I hope it is.
I think it can. You guys are cutting out for me.
Like I said,
Okay.
it looks like it was going to be cool.
So for the last minute or so, you guys were cut out. So I heard none of that.
At the funeral, an intense and gripping military thriller. Cool. So I don't usually read. Military.
They'll get it eventually, guys. It's okay.
I'm frozen.
We're cut.
Oh my god! It's like what the hell?
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, even on my end, because I'm on a different laptop, we were out for most of that.
Yeah, you guys were out for a lot of that last little bit.
We're down to like the last 15 minutes here, but it's gonna be a show anybody can even hear what I'm saying right now.
Didn't catch that either.
Okay.
I mean, at the very least, like these are really good topics. At the very least, I'm intrigued to see what they do. So yeah. I wonder.
Even responding to me. Oh, Mando's gone.
Everything's falling apart.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Oh no. This is my oh no. Well, it's still live. I hope that they come back. I will I guess my thoughts on while they're trying to come back to their own stream. We'll talk about stuff. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. This is fine. We're good. So they're back.
I can fix this. Oh my god! Thanks for holding the wheel there for a while, Mando. Appreciate that.
Of
it's
course.
the Mando Show, which is good. It's good. It'd be a lot better than what we have going on right now. So,
I mean, you have much better figures in the background than I do. I just have random stuff in my background.
Well, the problem is we freeze up and move about as much as they do. After the everything seems like it's working okay. Whatever. So, one of the last things, Mando, did you ever see? You're younger. You're both younger because I'm like Methuselah. Salem's Lot. Did you ever read or see Salem's Lot? The Stephen King vampire.
No, because most Stephen King novels I can't read because I will have nightmares. So unfortunately, I have not. I like to sleep. I mean, I like to try and sleep.
Thank you, Zax, for. And the problem is, Zax, you're not wrong. Like right now, we're fine. It just kind of comes in waves, and then it's screwed. It's 90 freaking degrees out here. It's fine. Everything's
We might
fine.
actually die in your garage.
Again, if we fall dead while we're filming, please call an ambulance. It's. Are we? Oh, I can't. It is what it is.
Oh no.
So we're gonna look. We're gonna spend about 5 minutes on this, and then we'll jump into our closer. And device is not connected.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay, that's.
I'm just listening to them.
You know, the thing is, I've had a couple of beers. There's no way that this should be going as badly as it is. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit. They are doing, of course, what was the theme of the first half of the show? Remakes. So what are they doing again? A remake of Salem's Lot. So Salem's Lot is a story about the town we call Jerusalem's Lot, and then it got shortened. A small town in New England, which is what every Stephen King novel is about, except where he goes back to his hometown. At the same time he shows up, vampires start popping up everywhere. And
Wonderful.
the original film, directed by Tobe Hooper, who brought you the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was a made-for-TV movie because the problem was there were other Stephen King films out in the theater at that time, and they got freaked out, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't want to do that." And TV movie. It was good, and it was creepy as all hell. It was literally one of the scariest films I've ever seen. There's a dead boy vampire scratching at another boy's window, telling him to let him in. It's creepy. So
yeah, no, man, I'm out when stuff like that happens. I'm out.
It's the best. So we have the character Ben Mears. Ben Mears is the author who comes back to his hometown. Now, Lewis Pullman, oddly enough, is Bill Pullman's son, who you know from Independence Day. And he's been in Outer Range, which is kind of a sci-fi western on Amazon, which was really good if you haven't seen it. And I think he'll do a fine job. So this is funny. So William Sadler this is from Bill and Ted. He played Death in Bill and Ted. And he's going to be playing Kurt Barlow. Kurt Barlow is the vampire. Now, in the original version of this, he's terrifying looking. He has long fangs. He's bald. He looks a lot like Nosferatu from the 1920s version of the Dracula film. Mm-hmm. Creepy as all hell. It's very, very, very eerie. So I think he's going to be great in this. Oh, come on. Do something resembling anything. I'm yelling at my computer. You'll find that surprising. Oh, sweet mother of God. Page unresponsive. You know what? Screw the page. So this is going to be out later this year. It looks like it ended the year. Here we go. Are you back? Are you pretending to be back? Nope. You're just sitting there making fun of me like an asshole.
I'm making fun of all of us right now.
I appreciate that.
This could fix nothing. But could it possibly be the 15,000 tabs you have also maybe sucking some of the bandwidth?
I have to have the tabs open so I can go to the pages. Otherwise, I won't remember where they are.
I've got it. I've got it. It's because he's not using dark mode.
It could be because I'm not using dark mode.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so there is going to be a Salem's Lot coming out in September.
So it's coming out in September.
Like I said, the original one is terrifying. If you enjoy horror, as I do, check it out. If you don't enjoy horror, as Mando does not, then this may not be your cup of tea. So
I'm into a lot of weird sci-fi. I love werewolves and vampires, but that's the closest I get to this genre. Like, I love werewolves, vampire stories, but when it gets actually into the horror side of things, I'm like, no, I'm out.
Now these are this is a vampire. He doesn't speak. He's just creepy and evil and dark. So got a couple of minutes here. I'd asked people to send me their list of patriotic films, and because ideally I'm going to try to squeeze a live stream in doing that, provided I can have connectivity for more than 15 seconds. So the list I got, and thank you to everybody who submitted an entry on this. Mando, you gave me a couple options. You told me to go screw myself, which I didn't think was kind or productive. Just you know that.
That's what friends are for.
I know. So the list that we ended up with from this, and if I actually get to end up making this, it'll be hopefully better than this. The Patriot was like the number one. It's the one that everybody talks about. It's wildly inaccurate historically, but it's still a fun movie, and you get the point. And that's the thing. It's like Braveheart. Braveheart is historically inaccurate as all hell, but it's a fun movie to watch, unless you're like so steeped in the history part of it that you can enjoy it. But
unless you're Alasia, basically.
Alasia cannot enjoy that. I'm a normie when it comes to that stuff, so I can sit back and just enjoy the film. Independence Day, which, again, it's a fun movie to watch. definitely a pro-USA. Even Randy Quaid comes off pretty good in that. He's a nutbag in real life. Red Dawn, the 1984 version. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. The remake was dreadful. Don't ever watch it. Patton, the George C. Scott film, is, I think, the only like war movie I included in this, just because Patton standing in front of the flag is really the epitome of patriotism. You don't really get past it much better than that.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan would also I think be a good one.
I liked Ryan, but it's more the story, and that's where it's a great movie. Please don't get me wrong, but it didn't. For that, the reason it's just really following that group that I didn't include that. The Right Stuff, the story of America going to space, Captain America, First Avenger. It seems pretty obvious. Rocky IV, back in the day, before we were a complete screw up of a country, and a couple in the comedy section, Team America, F Yeah, and Stripes. So,
I don't know. I mean, Zach's is saying Top Gun.
Yeah,
here's
Top
the deal.
Gun.
I actually, the new Top Gun is fine. I effing hated the original movie. I'm a Navy guy, and I didn't like Top Gun. I absolutely did not enjoy a second of that movie.
Is it because it's inaccurate, or is it too accurate?
No, it's
very homoerotic.
It's very homoerotic. It's also inaccurate, though. Which honestly, a big problem with the inaccuracy. I just didn't like the movie. I don't prefer Tom Cruise in that phase of his career.
Stripes.
I like him much better as older Maverick. Older Maverick was great. This movie was Maverick film. And again, I know that people who have never been in the military don't see the same things that I see.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I have a couple of Navy buddies, but the thing, like, most of my Navy buddies are actually gay. So I knew that the first Top Gun was inaccurate. I was like, because most of my Navy friends are gay. Like, that's not accurate.
And I did 30 years in the Navy, and I never had sweaty conversations in the locker room after a shower. I just want to put it out there. That's not normal. That's not something that really happens.
This is a safe space. You can talk to us.
And I didn't play shirtless volleyball while oiled up. So,
my life is a lie.
That's all
my whole life is a lie.
Everybody's out there just, but no, that's not a thing. I mean, maybe. And that's how they got canceled. Just like that, it was over, and
Canadian bacon.
What?
The comments.
Canadian bacon? Wait, what? What did I somehow...
Comments up at the top.
Oh, God damn it.
The comment section is a little bit random. Your comment section is very random, and I love it.
We're all over
very
the place.
good, very good.
Okay. What? Bottom? No, Zach. So we also didn't play volleyball bottomless. I feel a little dirty just for having the conversation at this point. Anyway, so our hour is up. Zach, I believe you have your show coming on here shortly. So Zach's. For you guys who hung out, Steven, thank you for showing up. Appreciate that. I think there are a couple more people in there, but I don't know if one of them is me, and thanking myself seems just dirty. A little bit dirty, especially given the quality that I produced. Mando, thank you for showing up today and
absolutely
tolerating not just our technical difficulties, but us, mostly me. No,
I can't wait to meet you, like both of you one of these days. Like we got one of these days. I'm excited to meet you, and we'll have a couple drinks.
Steven's singing in the Navy right now. He wrote in the Navy I can hear him singing it. And
but mostly thanks to Mando.
but mostly thanks to Mando. Yes, I agree.
You really carried the show. You kept it going.
You know, someone had to hold the wheel during this thing and keep the ship steady.
We're cutting it out over here.
Yeah, we're barely in our own video at this point. And that's probably for the best. So,
but Stripes is like Stripes. Thank you again for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Well, I hope we get to have you back on if you get past your PTSD from this episode.
Oh, don't you worry. It's just most Thursdays I usually have something going on, so that's why like I try and watch your guys' videos when possible. But yeah, like I just let me know a little bit ahead of time, and I'd be more than happy to jump back on and
cool.
hopefully steer the ship.
Someone's got
panicking while I'm steering the ship, like which way are we going?
We're actually we might be changing nights. We haven't decided yet. The hour show, we're now an hour and 2 minutes, but the hour show does kind of work out, especially during the summer months here in the Empire Studios when we are actually bottomless right now. Zach, that's for you. So John, thank you for coming out and hanging out.
He's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
On that note.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I'm neither high nor drunk, just so you know. Stop making fun of my speech impediment. Anyway, John, do you have any closers on this epic episode of John and Roman Save the World? Or solve the... whatever we did.
I think I need more whiskey.
We had very little whiskey. We only had one glass tonight. That's your closer?
Oh my God.
So Mando, you plug your the stuff that you're doing right now on YouTube and other.
Yeah. So today's Thursday. As I said earlier, I'm Team Mando. My channel is The Untamable Life. I do streams on my Twitch channel on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then on my YouTube channel, I do things with A Troubled Green. On my we go back and forth on my channel and Troubled Green's channel, where we do Literary Soul Sisters, where we talk about Tolkien and all things related to him and literature. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, I'll be having my... Everyone keeps trying to push me to do a 6 to 8 hour stream, but it's probably not going to be that long. But I will be playing some...
Mother of God!
I'll be playing some Fortnite. I don't know why. Like, whenever I'm, like, playing certain games, like, some of my followers like, Mando, do a 12-hour stream right now. I was like, I want to sleep. Oh. I like my sleep. I want to eat.
Yeah.
So, that's my stuff.
That's quite a bit. That's you got a lot going on. I do not have that much going on. And John, you have your channel. Do your plug. You at least have to do your plug.
Yes, and of course I have my channel, The Creative Blue Collar. All things music, blue collar, penis. I hate my job, all that fun stuff. Like, it's mostly about music, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, for the music folks out there, he gets some really good insights into some more obscure stuff, things that you may not have heard of that you probably should be listening to, and that's something kind of fun. It's always interesting to hear something you've never heard before, and have it be cool and not just some shitty thing that you've never heard before.
I try to bring the quality,
which is not necessarily evident by this performance. So,
on my channel.
Again, Amanda, thank you for coming. John, thank you for hanging out in this hot ass garage, and everybody that stuck it out with us, appreciate you showing up as well. And we are going to sign off. And remember, pop over to Zach's channel. He's got he has a really good program. He has some really cool masks on the back of the wall, and I like everybody in his lab. So hop on over there if you're not there already. So again, thanks everybody.
Have a good night.
Really trying here. Sweet mother of God.